You can fast forward if you're watching this thing live. Hit that like button. It lets people know that we are on stream. Look, I'm gonna do a complete Q&A, answer all your questions. Bitcoin just hit $80,000. Slight pullback happening right now. We'll start here in about 30 seconds though. Hit the like button. Send this. Here as we jump into Q&A. Hit that like button. It lets more people on YouTube know that this is the place to be. And I'm going to be answering a ton of questions live. So if you don't know who I am, my Mike Soter. I'll put my camera on here in a second. I don't know in crypto, live events, and online. And we are going to answer questions here in about 30 seconds. Let me know also where you're tuning in in the chat. In the chat, let me know where you're tuning in from, and feel free to drop some questions. Let's kick this party off. Alrighty, welcome to the live stream. How's everybody doing? Good afternoon, good evening. Welcome if you're new to the channel. Excited that you're here. Hopefully you get something out of today. What I wanted to do is just really answer some questions. I was out of the country. I just got back home here early this morning, and a lot of texts, a lot of DMs, a lot of questions on Twitter. People asking questions. Now, look, I don't know it all. I've been in this space now for almost 8 years. We've taught hundreds of thousands of people all around the world in person, in events. Last year, for example, I was in about 14 countries. I spent probably about 5 months last year in Europe, and we were doing events. We had events from 100 people all the way up to 5, 6, 7,000, and in the rooms, literally going over the game plan. And the game plan is game planning. The game plan is moving up, and the market is great to see. What happens when you stick and stay. I've always said this as an entrepreneur. When you stick and stay, eventually you get your pay. So I'm glad you're here. Now let's talk about Bitcoin. Bitcoin's at $78,800 right now. I'm going to answer a lot of questions here today. The purpose and the objective of today's call is answer your questions. I'll give you my opinion on what I think's happening. Now, if you're new to Bitcoin, I do want to address this while you're dropping some questions in the chat. And Switzerland, I see you. Massachusetts, I see you. Illinois, New Zealand, Canada, UK, Mississippi. Glad you guys are here. Only favor I ask is hit that like button. And if you get some value, of course, you can subscribe if you choose to. All right, here's the thing with Bitcoin. Number one, 21 million coins. Number two, every 4 years. Excuse me, number two, the way you get more Bitcoin, or the way the Bitcoin is created, is through a process of computers creating them. Keep it super simple, called mining. We're not going to get into it. And those miners, those people that are paying for electricity, that are helping the network, that are approving transactions, that are keeping it a decentralized environment, those people that help contribute to the network, they get paid in Bitcoin. And every 4 years, their results, or excuse me, their rewards get cut in half. So in 2012, when the first 4 years of Bitcoin, right, 29, basically 2009 all the way to 2012, they were getting 25 Bitcoin per block. Now, every block in Bitcoin is like 8 to 10 minutes, so it takes some time. But imagine 25 Bitcoin, 25 Bitcoin. Well, 12 years later, what's 25 Bitcoin worth? You know, a lot. 4 years later, those rewards get cut in half. Process called halving happens. Boom, 12 and a half Bitcoin in 2016. Now, I don't want to get, I'm not going to get too political here today, but can anybody tell me who was the president, who came into office in America? Who became the president in 2016? Well, who won? Okay, who won the election in 2016 in November? There's a US election every 4 years. Okay. You get the election happens in November, and then in January, that person actually is the president, right? Comes into office. Who won in 2016? Who came into office or who was inaugurated in 2017? Now, I wasn't in crypto back then. Okay. I got into crypto a couple months later in the like March, April, May of 2017. I started to dabble into crypto. Wasn't buying Bitcoin because I thought it was expensive. So that was a stupid mistake. But yes, Trump came into office here and Bitcoin pumped 2,300%. Now, let's obviously keep this in mind. Bitcoin was not mainstream. People hated it. People didn't understand it. It was not talked about, right? Very few people actually even were buying Bitcoin back then. Okay, but Bitcoin pumped. Well, who just became the 47th president right now, whether you like it or not, it doesn't matter. He's the president of the United States as of January 20th. Trump again. Now, you know what's crazy? Is four of the wealthiest people in the world, okay, I think it's like Zuck, Elon, Bezos, their net worth went up over 60 to 70 billion dollars since the election happened. Just something to think about. And you know what? We're not in that category, right? If you're in that category and you're on here, shout out to you. But we're not really in that category. Not yet, of course. But you know what else has happened? Is the market has exploded since Tuesday. Why? Election. So we're going to talk about that here in a second. So 2020 happens. What happened in 2020? Pandemic, Bitcoin halving, also an election. Rewards get cut in half. And you can look at the prices, let's take a look real quick at the prices. November 2020, 4 years ago. The average person goes to school for how many years? About 4 years to get a degree. 4 years ago, basically today, Bitcoin was at 15K. Ethereum was at $450. XRP was at 25 cents. Chainlink was at 12. Solana wasn't even created at that point. Okay. I'm going to answer a bunch of questions in the chat, but I'll answer this one real quick. For someone who just started and has little to no knowledge of crypto and stocks, what do I have to do to prepare? So you need to know the basics. And I actually put this together for you. If you're on here, it's called happybullrun.com. It's a free 3-day course you can go through, no strings attached, and you can basically understand the basics of crypto, the 6 ways you can make money in crypto. I give a bunch of my different strategies and charts on that day 2. And then I even give you a 4-year game plan. So I would recommend going through that at some point. Okay. So back to this 4 years halving election. Do you think it's a coincidence that the halving and the election is in the same year? I don't think so. And we just had a halving on Bitcoin. Okay. And Bitcoin was around, it was April. So Bitcoin was around 58,000. Let's do a horizontal line. Bitcoin was around 58 to 60,000 in this current halving period. Okay. We know the last halving happened in 2020, somewhere around here. A little bit lower, actually, around here, around 10,000. Boom. Price 6x'd. Just from the last halving. Guys, even if price were to 3x or even 2x, we're talking about multiple six figures of Bitcoin, right? Put a 1 in the chat if you can get excited and if you can see Bitcoin at six figures. Here's the truth. Respectfully, it doesn't matter if you can see it or not, it's going to happen. Now the whole question is how is it going to get there, right? Let's delete everything on this chart, okay? Because the halving just happened, an election just happened, a pro-crypto environment is happening right now, and just like when this bottom happened here, when Bitcoin hit 4K, 50K was going to happen no matter what. Just like when we bottomed here and bottomed here, 50K again and 70K again and 80K was going to happen. I think literally this is definitely a good target for all of us on this run 110. Between 90 and 120, I will be getting skeptical. But right now, there's nothing to be skeptical about. And how many of us have felt, if you've been in crypto, you feel like the stars, there's a saying called the stars are aligning. I suck at spelling. And if you feel this way, good. But also you need to be a little bit defensive and you need to make sure you're not over leveraging. Because in trading and in crypto, you can trade crypto, which means you can take positions with smaller capital and you can compound and grow that by trading it up and down. And then the second thing is you can do is you can invest in crypto. In the chat, let me know, are you more of a trader or are you more of an investor? Or are you both? Which one are you in the chat? Okay. Aaron said, definitely check that site out. Yeah, happybullrun.com. What's up, Junior? Good to see you. Are you more of a trader or an investor? Now, here's the thing. When you don't have any money, you're like, why would I invest? And I get that. I get that concept. And you guys can start dropping questions in the chat. I'm going to answer them here as we finish this part. But here's what you need to understand. Trading is a great way if you can build some discipline, you can build some skill sets to then stack. So what do you mean? What do you mean by trading, Mike? So let me give you an example. I took a trade on Caspa. I'm actually still in this trade. I've taken some partial profits. I took a trade at 10 at 10 and a half cents, basically, right here. Okay. I even sent this out to all my students, tens of thousands of people. We took this. Okay. We hit our exit 1, we hit our exit 2, we hit our exit 3. Okay. Now this one trade, it did like a 5x, and I'm actually still in a little bit of this position, and I'm going to look to see if we can swing this back up. But here's the thing, is my risk was right here. And I'm going to make this red for you so you guys can see this. This is why trading's powerful. My risk was right here. Now my risk is right here. I took some profits when I hit my third exit, but I'm still going to let the market do its thing, okay? And I'll answer that question right now, Rebecca, in the chat. Give me 1 second. So, for example, let's say the market, let's say Caspa, and it doesn't matter what chart this is. Let's say Caspa does this. Whoops. And it just rips. Yes, I could have taken all my profits here, but I'm already at a very nice risk to reward. I already caught like a 1 to 4 risk to reward with partial profits. And I have my risk now in profit. So like if this even drops, I have nothing to lose. I don't even need to look at this anymore. I can go on about my life. But what happens, let me just give you this example to you, why being patient and striking is so important, is let's say, for example, this goes to 24, 25 cents. If I would have closed everything right here, and if you're new, you should take profits. But if this goes to 24, 25 cents, for example, all-time highs, I just left a lot of money on the table and I had a really good position. And in a bull market, here's what happens. And then I'm going to answer all those questions, as many as I can, is you have people that are in the market, and then you have people that want to get in the market, right? If you kind of like posted about crypto, maybe some people are asking you questions. Should I get in? Should I buy? What's good? When do I get out? All those questions. When should I get in? My phone has been blown up, which is why I'm doing this Instagram live to answer a lot of your questions. And if people ask me questions, I'm just going to send them to this video. So in a bull market, though, what happens when there's major sell-offs? What happens? Or, you could also call it a pullback. What happens when there's a pullback? In a real bull market, buyers step in. Because if somebody was going to buy Bitcoin at 81 and it goes to 78, they think it's a good time to buy. I don't think it's a good time to buy because I've been in Bitcoin for a lot longer. Exactly. Sideliners get in. So very, very important. What are your exits for? Okay, so let's get into some of these questions here. What are your exits for Radium? Now, Radium is definitely a long-term project here. Radium is sitting right now at 522. All-time highs. One of the mistakes that people will make, and it's not really a mistake because hopefully they're closing in profits, but they'll get out too early. So like your goal is to scale your way out. So like, let's say and it also depends on your entry. If you bought Radium down here at 18 cents or under $1, we were covering Radium that whole wave. But if you bought it under $1 and now the market's like pumping, like, your initial, you should have basically taken out. Okay. Radium was 20. Yeah, this chart, I knew this chart might have not looked. Was Radium at 25? I don't think Radium was that high. Yeah, no, it got to like 16, 15, 16. So like if you were buying down here, market's going up, you could slowly scale out on the way up. But I really like this 10 to $15 range. Mike called Radium once sub 50 on his class. Yep, yes, I did. Where would you look to exit Aave? And I'm just going to do it off CoinGecko. It's a little bit easier here today. And, just real quick before I forget, the reason why I think we are going higher than expected, okay, is because of the money, okay? So like, for example, let me give you guys this example. When Trump came into office in 2016, when he won in 2016, there was 60 trillion in the market. And this is why it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who the freaking president is, okay? If you were broke when Biden was the president or when Obama or when the Bushes, you're going to be broke now because broke is a mindset. A financial struggle is a choice in 2024, everybody. If you're struggling financially, respectfully, you have information, you have everything you need, okay? You just got to ask. And you got to humble yourself and say, hey, you know what? Can you help me? And then here's why people stay broke. Can you help me? Okay, it's going to be X amount of money to work with me. This is what happens when people try to pay for mentorship. And then they say, oh, that's too expensive. Okay, stay struggling then. Remember, mentorship. And right now, you're not paying me money for me doing this. But guess what? You're paying with your time, and that's why I do my best to over-deliver. Okay? This is a free call, free class, okay, that I'm doing basically right now. And guess what? My goal is to over-deliver. So back to this, 60 trillion. Guess what? Today, he won the election. There is 94 trillion, almost, like 75, 80% more money in the market. That's why you're seeing a bullish reaction to him winning, okay? And there's obviously so many other reasons why the markets are going bullish right now. So yes, Radium, I would say back to like $15, okay? Every penny I paid into myself and education has been 100% worth. It's just how it is. It's just how it is, man. It's how it is. Where would you look to exit Aave? Okay, back to that question. And if you guys can just do me one favor, hit the like button real quick so people know that we are live. That's how it works. YouTube shows this to more people if you hit the like button. Okay, and hit subscribe if you want to. It's up to you. All right, so Aave, I'd like to see back in this level. Now, Aave is one of those projects that I could see brand new all-time highs. There's not many DeFi projects I could see going back above the all-time high. Aave, I could. Why? Guys, max supply, 16 million. slowly the circulating is going up, and there's 8 times, like Aave's tokenomics. You smash the buy button. You smash the buy button, man. It's so exciting to see. When you bet on something, of course you want to bet on yourself. But we were betting on Aave, for example, 60, 70, 80 bucks, 50 bucks. We have an entry, I think, around 50s. All my students, we sent it out. And now it's like Aave hasn't even started running yet. And it's at 186. There's no reason why this can't get back to at least $400 to $500 on this run. Okay. I think comp does a 5 to 10x from the current price. What's good, JD, Damon? Good to see you guys. Mike, is it okay to DCA Bitcoin at this level? Personally, I don't DCA. I stopped DCAing Bitcoin a while ago. Okay. And now it depends how you kind of treat it. Like if you're playing the 10, 20-year game, you'll never stop DCAing. But I only DCA Bitcoin when I see like a drop, like at least a 10 to 20% drop. So until I see like those types of moves, personally, I'm not going to DCA at this level. I'd rather DCA something else. Okay, something else that could maybe have a bigger ROI. And remember, if you're in crypto and you're new, like a rising tide, how many of you guys have heard this before? Rising tide raises all ships. So maybe you don't have Caspa in your portfolio, but you have Solana. Well, if Solana goes to 500, or excuse me, if Caspa goes to like, let's say 50 cents and you're holding Solana, most likely Solana is going to probably go to like $400 or $500 because it's just the rising tide. How deep are retracements in bull markets? Well, 70 to 90%. So like you gotta understand, Bitcoin will top out somewhere. And let's say, I mean, this is just an example here. Like this was the last drop, 77%. Okay. Let's say it only does 50%. And let's say we go to like 130. 50% would have us back into like these 50s. I do think, and I'll continue to publicly say it, I do think we will see this level again. I think we will see mid 40s again. Now the question is from where? And that's what nobody can tell you. Nobody will call out the top. And stop believing people on the internet that think they're going to call out the top. Now, here's my advice wherever the top is. Okay? Obviously, we'll be able to look at emotions, altcoin, money coming in the market. But just like you dollar cost average in, why don't you dollar cost average out? And it's okay, it has to be okay with you if the market runs another 30 to 50% without you in it. What does that mean? I take some profits on Bitcoin at, let's say, 90K. I take some profits at 100K. I take some profits at 110K. I have no more Bitcoin, right? I'm in USDC or I'm in stablecoin. Are you okay with Bitcoin going now to 140, 150? Emotionally, how are you going to feel? Let me give you an example here, everybody. I know people, and I made this mistake myself. I made this mistake too. I was buying crypto here, right? I forgot. I'll just stick with me here. Let's say you bought crypto right here. Let's say you bought crypto. It doesn't matter the name. You bought crypto at the black line. Guess what? Market goes up. Market goes up. Boom. You take profit here. Yeah. Got in here. Take profit there. Well, guess what? Now market drops and you're like, yes, I'm a genius. Let me DCA again. Here's what happens. You start buying right here. Market goes up. You're like, it's going to keep going. Market now reverses and goes all the way back down. So yeah, all the gains that you just made here, you just lost it on this huge drop down here. And then this is where the emotions kick in. You think the market's going to go to 10,000, or you think it's going to come back down here to 5,000. So then what does the average person do? They get sad. And then what do, guys? They start to get out of the market to avoid further losses. And that's why let's just remove everything off this screen. Bitcoin has historically shown you buy the big dips. Wow. Who would have thought? You buy the big dips. Solana, massive dip. I caught it. Students caught it. People that were around me caught it. We were accumulating, and we accumulated, let's just keep it simple, all of this, all of that. If you were one of my students and you caught some of these Solana entries, let me know the price down there, okay? And you know what this reminds me of is I know some people, I've met some people in the crypto space that have thousands of Ethereum, okay? I have a friend, he has like 7,000 Ethereum. Well, guys, he was buying it when it was 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 bucks. So like obviously that's a lot of money back then, but he held. He held. So you're saying, damn, he has thousands of Ethereum. How did he? Oh my God, that's crazy. But you don't know. He was putting his last dollars into Ethereum. He was putting his entire paycheck at his job and his business that he was building in that time. Crazy. Okay, cool. Some of my students are on here. Nice. $10, $8, $27, $17, $9, $9 to $10. William Turner says $8. Jow says crazy move. Davarian says $18. Okay, boom. Now let's come back to reality. Solana is not at $10 anymore, everybody. It's at 200. What do you do? Well, we're about to get to an all-time high. So we're not there yet. Good news, but we're very close to it. So am I going to be buying this right now for my portfolio? Probably not. But if the market does give us a pullback and something like this, then yeah, I would. But right now we're not. Right now we can just keep going. You know, right now the pullbacks right now on BTC are getting bought up. You guys see how we had 2 hours of bearish and then boom, buyers step back in. And you know what's crazy is the Bitcoin ETFs. They can't buy or sell right now. You know what's going to happen tomorrow morning, and then we're going to wrap this up. If you guys have any other questions, please drop it in the chat and hit that like button if you can to let YouTube know you like to see this content and also that you don't miss whenever I go live. You know what's going to happen tomorrow morning is all like crypto related stocks will boom. If you've been subscribed to my channel, we've done some homework for you. We've shared the homework with you. How many? I even dropped the video. You know, this is why like I don't have sympathy for people that are just lazy as, you know. This is not a crypto, but on my channel, I dropped a video breaking down one of the most random companies that you probably never even heard of. Maybe you have, called Peloton. Forget this. I'm not giving you guys the extra sauce. That's another video. But anyways, I literally dropped a video on my YouTube. We dropped it probably in May, June, calling out entry levels on Peloton. This is a stock. Under $4, under $3.50. And people would message me like, why are you calling it out? The company's not making money. Let me show you something real quick. I'm not a perfect trader. I'm not a billionaire yet. So like, take what you want with a grain of salt. But if you'd like to learn from me, you can reach out. I just want to show you something though real quick. Yeah, I do crypto and stocks. I do a little bit more crypto because crypto is more exciting to me. But take a look at this. Yeah, Peloton. It closed at $9 after hours. Woof. Take a look at this. Let's go into their financials. I'm on Yahoo Finance. Okay, if you want to look at how a company's doing, you come to Yahoo Finance, you click financials. Why is this lagging? And we can see here revenue. Okay, now they boomed during COVID because everybody was at home and doing these, bike things. So this is in thousands. So they did 4 billion, 3.5, 2.8. So revenue is actually going down. This year they'll do a little bit better. Okay. Net income, they're actually losing money. You guys see this? They're actually losing money. But why did the chart go up? Why did it go up, what, 200% from the bottom here that we caught? Because all of this, essentially, it does matter, but it's going to matter to the people because I think they will become profitable. They fired some people. They're doing a whole thing, refinancing with JP Morgan. But that's why we focus on the chart. Because guess what? I think they'll be profitable again. Let's say they're profitable next year. And let's say the market goes to like 50 and then it pulls back and then now they're profitable and people start buying here. And then they just help us push the market up. And we were positioned at lower lows. Okay. And that's why you can't believe what you see on TV. How many of us have ever seen something on CNBC from like Jim Cramer? The guy is paid to lose you money. So, anyways, that's really it for today. If there's any other questions, feel free to drop it in the chat. DeFi just hit. I'm going to make a video probably on this at some point this week. DeFi just reclaimed 100 billion in TVL. How many of you guys want me to make a video talking about DeFi this week? I'm going to talk about my top 5 projects in DeFi on the Ethereum and the Solana network. Okay, Solana's DeFi just hit 7.4 billion in TVL. Like, this is so massive. People will not understand until it's too late. Okay. And last but not least, MikeSotero.com has everything, all my free ebooks and courses. My book club, this has nothing to do with trading, but my book club starts tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern. We're really just talking about psychology in this book. Change Your Thoughts, Change Your Life by Dr. Dwayne Dyer. I'll put the link in the chat. It's just my name, MikeSotero.com. You can click book club, and I encourage you to come in. It's going to be really, really powerful. I'll relate it to like investing a little bit, but my book club is, we have hundreds of people in my book club. We did the first one last month, Outwitting the Devil. The replays are on my YouTube. And then this book club is going to be really, really powerful. What videos from your bootcamp should I focus on for beginners? My course, Prepare for Market Euphoria. What is your opinion on XRP, Chainlink, Kusama, Ton? Ton, I don't like. Kusama, I'm not really going to play the Kusama game on this rally. Chainlink is one of my favorite projects in crypto. XRP is one of my biggest holds in crypto. So, yeah, I definitely like those. And look at this, like Bitcoin's literally drops and then it's getting bought right back up. This is a bull market, everybody. We've been in a bull market for over a year. Now, pullbacks are inevitable. Market will give us pullbacks. But when buyers step in, like this is a 4-hour candle. Like there's no breaks of structure anywhere here. Will ETF sell tomorrow for a better position? They could, but I feel like they're going to buy. Because what if they risk selling at 79K and then it goes to 85? Now they look stupid to their investors. Because remember, they're trading and they're managing other people's money. So I doubt it. They're just going to be in accumulation mode. DOT, I called out at DOT at $4 to all our students. Give you guys a free one right here. We caught the bottom on DOT. If DOT were to pull back closer to $4, I like a leverage position here as well. Rossiter, yes, tomorrow 3 p.m. 30 to 50 in the cards. I'm not sure what that's referring to, but oh, for the exit, yeah, DOT, I would probably start to get out around $11. I'm not here to hold DOT for the whole cycle. I don't like it that much, to be honest. So I would definitely be scaling out from 11 to like $25. The book club, guys, is at a 6 p.m. Eastern this time. 6 p.m. Eastern. Just go to MikeSotero.com, hit book club, 6 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be powerful. I don't have it next to me, but it's in the other room. We're basically just going to go and open up a random page every day. And Dr. Wayne Dyer is just a legend. Rest in peace. Really, really powerful book. I've been reading it. It's been helping me out a lot. And it'll help you out with your mindset. People say mindset's not important. I don't need motivation. Okay. Okay. Good luck trying to make more money if you're not in frequency, right? Bob Tommy, you have to be in frequency with the amount of money you're going to make. So if you're making 100 grand a year, you have to get in alignment with $1 million a year, or you'll never get there. Yeah. If you're used to just making 10, 20, 50, 100 bucks a day at your job, or maybe even in a trade, and that's like the frequency that you're always on, you're going to struggle. Can you guys still hear me? You're going to struggle to scale up if you're not at that frequency before it happens. Okay, I thought we glitched. We're good. So anyways, make sure you guys are in the book club. Head to mikesocero.com. And if you haven't taken this course, you can go to happybullrun.com and come and join. I think we've had like 3,000 people take this free course already, maybe more. I got to check with the team. So, and this is the fact. This is the fact. Sell into euphoria while your friends and family buy into it. When did I release this, guys? I think I released this a couple months ago. Bitcoin was in the 50s for sure. Bitcoin was like down here. Definitely in the 50s, going into the 60s. And just by taking that, like I dropped something. I try to be really strategic. Everything that I drop, I try to hopefully, right? It has a purpose. Okay, happybullrun.com. Why did it drop at that moment? Because going into the election, going into rate cuts, I'm in the belief that we've been in a bull run since like 2 years. I'm in a belief that the bull run really started probably right here. Like this was like the best confirmation, and this is when I was in Europe all last summer. But the bottom was right here. Where I knew things were going to shift was when we had these pullbacks right here. This was like the confirmation. So maybe you didn't get the exact bottom, but guess what? If you DCA this low, you DCA this low, you DCA this low, you average in at some of the lowest points that we might not ever go back to. Like people see this imbalance. Somebody asked me a question on this earlier today. Imbalance, is it going to get filled? Is it going to get mitigated? I don't think so. Unless this is the top here and then we come all the way back down, but I don't think so. That level might not ever get hit again. But you take it day by day, and I'll end it with this. The market is always changing, always adapting. Okay. And if you are in crypto, and you're or about to see, like for those that are about to see a significant amount of new money in their net worth, in their portfolio, I had put together a video. I think it's like 10 minutes. Let me see. I encourage you to go watch it if you haven't already. It's called the 5 bull market reminders. I'm going to just give you guys the link, and then we're going to wrap this up. It's actually a string that I did. You can probably start it at 5 minutes. No, actually, I get into it right away. It's a 25-minute video. I'll put the link in the chat. This video has helped a lot of people. It's had almost 2,000 views on YouTube. And it's 5 key reminders in a bull market. Okay, number 3 is do not chase new coins, which is what my DMs are flooded with on Instagram. Okay, do not chase new coins. And if you're not connected with me on Instagram, reach out to me here. Easiest form of communication. I'm pretty much always on Instagram. And remember, there's a blue check mark. I'll never ask you for money. And just be very, very cautious of fake accounts. After you follow me, fake accounts will follow you. Okay, guys, hope you have a great rest of your day. Excited for this bull market. It's not going to be easy. Stay plugged in. Make sure you hit like and subscribe if you haven't. Greatly, greatly appreciate it. And maybe even send this video to somebody that needs to hear any of the things that we talked about. And I'll see you guys very soon.